Hi, and welcome to another episode of Studio Time with Zach. My name's Zachary Rutter. Today I'm accompanied with my beautiful fiance Jess and our little baby Josie, but she's going to the grandparents' house today. So we've got a ton of fun work to do and no time to waste, so let's get to work. As you guys can see by the big beautiful building behind me, we are working with the Sarah Heinz House today. I'm very excited to get started on this project. We've got a lot of setup to do, so let's get started. Here she is in all her glory. All right, Jess, it's been a few months since you helped out. Are you excited to get back to work?
Totally.
Totally. She's gonna start taping the edges so we have a nice crisp line on the edge of our mural. Today we've got two base camps, one for the paint, which you can see is right here, and one for the brushes and all the technologies. Now that we got our base camp set up, it's time to get outlining. So if you guys look closely, you can see we are using a projector to project our image onto the wall. I use a projector on so many different projects, and all it is a tool to help you speed up your process. All right, as you can see, our outline is down. Now it's time to get to the fun stuff. It's time to start coloring. While I was doing the outline, my beautiful assistant has been mixing paints for the skins. Respirator guy. Oh, she just broke it. Luckily, I was able to fix the mask because now it's time to start spray painting. While I'm doing that, Jess is gonna start filling in the skin tones. Jess, you all right back there? We're making some serious progress on day one. Before we move on with the coloring, I want to talk a little bit about this colorful duck you see up in the sky here. Now you guys may be asking yourself, what the duck does that duck have to do with this mural? And let me tell you guys a little something about it. So the reason that the Sarah Heinz House commissioned this mural is in honor of Joanne McDonough, the author and illustrator of children's books. She is actually an alumni to the school, and her family commissioned this mural in her memory. I am extremely excited to be selected to be the artist to paint this mural, and Dominic the duck and I still have a lot more fun to go, so let's keep working. All right, so you said you only use primary colors. Let's give a rundown of what the primaries are for the kids out there.
You got your red, your blue, and your yellow.
Okay, Darth Vader, that was perfect. Now enough with all the talking, let's get back to painting. I cannot express enough how important color theory is for any artist. Just by having a solid understanding of the primary colors and what each of these colors make, you will be a much more well-rounded artist and you'll be able to do a lot more. As you guys can see, Jess was able to mix 6 different skin tones with just using the primary colors, and I think that's amazing. We are making fantastic progress on day one. Jess is a mixing machine. She's been putting together the colors for the skin tones, and I think these first coats are looking really, really good. The goal for the day is to get as much of that background colored in as possible. We did run out of some blue spray paint, so I will have to pick those up and do those after hours during the weekday, but everything else is coming together so well. So while Jess is over there doing all the hard work, did you notice while I was working on Heinz Field, I did it entirely freehand, no projector, just these old bad boys right here. I want to emphasize the importance in sketching daily so that you could be a better artist. What would a Zach Rutter mural be without the big beautiful sun heart? It's looking good. It's gonna need a few more coats, and obviously we're still gonna have to do that blue background, so some touch-ups are in my future. All right, check it out. Day one is done. We have so much more progress done today than I ever could have expected. Thanks to my beautiful fiance, Jess. Let's clean up base camp and let's get back at it again tomorrow. For the fun part. Day 2 of this awesome mural for my friends at the Sarah Heinz House. But before we head over there to get started, I have to let you guys know I am extremely excited that I will finally have a working sink in the studio. I was able to pick this bad boy up used, and I am beyond excited about this because up until this point, I've had to run in and out of my house just to fill up my water buckets. So this is gonna save me a whole lot of time. Nothing but good things coming in 2022. Now let's get back to work. Day 2, we're officially back at the Sarah Heinz House. I got a lot of work to go, and it is during school hours, so I'm gonna have to mask up, and I'm not gonna be able to spray paint until after 9 p.m. So I'm gonna spend this time getting the outline started, and when the time comes, we'll get that last bit of the blue in the sky finished. So a lot of work, let's go. As you can see, we gotta set up home base and get started on the outlines. We'll finish the sky later. Deadpool, baby. So this was my first day working with the school in full operation, and let me tell you, it was an absolute joy. I had children coming up to me from start to finish the entire time the school was open, asking me what I was doing, why I was painting this wall, do I do this for a living, just so many amazing questions. And honestly, it was so funny because they kept playing with my camera thinking that they were talking to all you beautiful people on YouTube. So just so you know, YouTube, you've made a bunch of little kids at the Sarah Heinz House feel famous for just a second. Funny enough, I was not expecting all these kids to be stopping and talking to me. I've had about 15 or so stop by in between classes to say that they like the mural. Well, there's no better time than now to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to stay up to date with all the fun content coming in 2022. And I just want to thank every one of you guys that already do, because without you, this wouldn't be possible. Just about 9 o'clock, this place is clearing out. Once everyone leaves, I can start spray painting, and we can get that sky finished. I've officially been given the okay to take my mask off and start spray painting. Everyone's out of the building, so let's get this sky finished. If anyone ever asks or is wondering what the absolute worst spray paint of all time is, it's Krylon Color Max. You can totally see how streaky the Krylon spray paint is in comparison to the other spray paints. Iron Lac or Montana paints and nothing else. Now that we got all the sky base coat down, I'm gonna go ahead and start filling in kindness. So I've started referring to this as my kindness mural, but funny enough, when we first started designing this wall, we went through so many different words like diversity, empathy. It was actually the students at the Sarah Heinz House that decided we should use the word kindness because everybody can use a little bit more kindness in their life, and it's a word everybody knows immediately. Sky's looking good. Kindness has its first coat. I think I'm gonna call it a night for day 2. We got another day of painting bright and early tomorrow. I'm hoping to have this one finished by the end of the week. Let's get it. Tell me that ain't the most beautiful city in the world. Love Pittsburgh. Day 3 of working on this massive mural for my friends at the Sarah Heinz House. We got a lot of work still to go, but we made some great progress last night. Let's head on over and let's get some more work done. Back at it again for another incredible day at Sarah Heinz House. It is during school hours yet again, but I'm not gonna be spray painting, so that's not gonna be a problem. Let's get unloaded and get set up to get started. Now that we've got our home base set up, I mentioned yesterday how I was very unsatisfied with this spray paint for that other part of the sky. So I went and hand mixed some paint that we're gonna brush on and touch that up. Not too bad for mixing it last night by myself. Just a bunch of random greens and blues put together to try and match it as close as I could. Not too far off. We've got the touch-ups in the sky finished. It's a little darker than I expected, so we're gonna let it dry, see what it looks like when it's finished, but I have a very good feeling we're gonna have to do another coat. Every mural has an obstacle that needs to be overcome, and this one is no different. This time around, it's the sky. So we'll let that dry, we'll touch it up, but in the meantime, start working on the city again. This is a great lesson for all you new artists out there. Remember, when mixing colors, that the paint is always going to dry slightly darker than expected, and that is something that I completely forgot when mixing the sky for this project. But the best part about paint is that you can always paint over it. We've been firing away all day. Students have been coming past and just talking about how much they like the piece. I'm excited. Let's get the city done today and call day 3 done. I've always loved painting this view of the city of Pittsburgh because most people recognize the view from Mount Washington, and this is a much more uncommon view of the city from the North Shore overlooking Heinz Field. It's not as popular as the main view, but it's just as beautiful, if not even more so. Masks off, another day done, back at it again tomorrow. Alright, coming up on day 4 of my mural for the Sarah Heinz House. I am really hoping that today is the final day we have to work on it, but only time will tell. So let's head on over there and get started. Another beautiful day in the city of Pittsburgh. Let's get to work. First things first, we got some paint to change. And just like that, the sky is complete and it's time to finish the rest of the mural. Looks so much better with the darker, brighter blue. Now it's time to get to work on these beautiful faces. Well, they need faces. All the color's been filled on this mural. All that's left to do is outline the people and finish the sky. And let's not forget Dominic the duck. And then this thing is finished. Let's keep working and get it done. So funny enough, after doing a little bit more research about Joanne McDonough's books, I've realized that the main character's name is Officer Dominic, and he stumbles across a basket of ducks in this story. It's a really cute book, and it was actually Joanne's first children's book way back in the mid-1980s. I'm really honored to be able to illustrate her work on a mural that will hopefully inspire students for generations walking through the halls of the Sarah Heinz House. And just like that, the sky is finished. All that's left to do is finish the beautiful faces of our figures in the foreground. Let's get to work. Before we wrap this mural up and call it done, I want to take a second to tell you guys about how wonderful the Sarah Heinz House is for the community of Pittsburgh. It was founded in 1914 by H.J. Heinz as a memorial to his wife, Sarah Young Heinz. And it has always been a place for children and adults alike to come and utilize their free time to better themselves. In just this 1 week alone, I could see the impact that this place has on all the kids running through the halls. I could tell that they're excited to be here after school, and the same goes for all the volunteers and teachers here as well. Everyone has been so kind, and I could see how much they love this building and how much it means to them and their families. There you have it. The painting is officially finished. All that's left to do is to remove the tape and put that signature on there. Let's get it done. So some of you guys may have noticed that I've started including my social media handle on the last few murals I've worked on alongside my signature. And that's so that anyone that checks out this wall that's interested can go onto my Facebook and Instagram to see all the behind the scenes photos and videos, as well as all the finished detailed photos of it when the murals are complete. Tons of fun things on there, and I'm always posting what I got going on a daily basis. So along with subscribing to my YouTube, definitely follow me on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date. And just like that, another one is done. But before I say my official goodbyes, there are so many people that I would love to thank for this wonderful opportunity. First and foremost, Dan and Chris and everybody at the Sarah Heinz House for being so wonderful throughout this entire process. To my beautiful fiance for not only helping me on day one, but for helping me throughout life. I couldn't do it without you. And especially my friend and fellow artist, Sarah Zaffuro, for referring me and making this project possible. And there you have it. Another episode of Studio Time with Zach is in the books. As always, if you had fun, if you enjoyed yourself, and if you think you learned a thing or two, please, 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 please like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the fun happening at Studio Time. And until next time, keep creating art. Bye, guys.